surely now he's going to get it.
Get in! Mark Selby! The magical 147.
There's been a lot of attention on me, this week with the 100 centuries.
I have gone under the radar a little bit with the limelight being on players like Ronnie and Dean and Neil and stuff.
I've had some really good matches, over the years, Mark and I, playing some really big finals where we've got the better of each other at certain times.
I beat him in the Masters final last year, and then he beat me in the UK final this year.
I want to attack, I want to make big breaks, I want to pot great long balls, and I want the crowd to really enjoy it.
Every year I come here, I keep trying to win it. People keep saying to me, you will win it one day, but until you actually win it, it's hard to believe that yourself. So why I'm still in the tournament and I've still got a chance, and fingers crossed.
Very good evening to you. Our first semi-final in this year's Dafabet World Championship was a sprint. Ronnie O'Sullivan flying across the line with a session to spare to earn himself a day off before tomorrow's final. Our second semi-final is more of a long-distance race. In fact, it's turning into a marathon. Not much separates Neil Robertson from Mark Selby in the world rankings, #1, playing #3, but absolutely nothing at all between them after 3 sessions so far in what's been an epic match.
It's there, it's got to cling to the cushion. You can't do any better than win the frame with a century break. Didn't play the ball back. Wow, what a shot. Terrific pot.
10 frames all.
We know what can happen with this type of shot. Played it well.
61. What a shot that was. I would be disappointed to have missed that. Mark Selby is 2 frames in front again.
He plays that shot so well. Is it there? Is it there? Oh, how close was that?
Shake hands. Neil Robertson has done what he needed to, and he's 12 all.
Well, first to 17, of course, will book a place in tomorrow's final. These two gentlemen, Stephen Hendry and Steve Davis, know exactly what it takes to get there. They've graced 17 Crucible finals between them with, 13 wins to date? So far. Anyway, and counting, I suppose. I hope you don't have any plans before closing time, because, Stephen, we reckon this has late night written all over it, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Judging by the first 3 sessions, I can't see anyone pulling away and winning convincingly tonight.
Indeed. And, Steve, when we look at what's been occurring so far, how would you characterise this match for those who haven't watched some of it before?
Hard fought and tense, with neither player being able to get a foothold or keep a foothold. And obviously, Mark Selby's had the chances, a big frame to go 10-6, ended up 9-7. So a couple of chances for him have gone begging, and Neil Robertson just won't go away. Yeah.
Do you detect any weaknesses at all in either man's game that the other could exploit, Stephen?
I don't think either of them have been at their absolute best. I think if Neil to win tonight, I think he has to play more aggressive, play a bit quicker. I think he's getting drawn into a sort of a struggle that he doesn't want to be drawn into. Looking forward to it, Steve?
Yes, certainly.
OK, we're rubbing our hands, actually. We're really looking forward to this. And I hope that you will share your Saturday evening with us as well. We have a feeling this has the makings of a Crucible classic. So let's get it underway in the company of MC, Rob Walker.
Thanks, Hazel. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a night of drama we have in store here at this atmospheric arena. Quite simply, this could be absolutely sensational. It's the last session of snooker before tomorrow's Dafabet World Championship final. They both deserve to be there. There's nothing between them and everything at stake tonight. Please welcome one of the most colourful characters on the circuit. He has nerves of steel on the big stage. 3 times a Masters champion, and here he is, 7 years after his first Crucible final. He's just 5 frames away from a second appearance in the sport's biggest showdown. He's ready to rise to the occasion once again. As always, with a big smile on his face, here comes the jester from Leicester, Mark Selby. And his opponent. What a fabulous fortnight so far for this proud Australian. He's gone all the way here once before, and he has the talent to do so again. He completed Snooker's Triple Crown with a great win at the UK in York in December. And here in Sheffield, he's become a history maker with 100 centuries in a single season. But this is about those 5 frames and another World Championship final. He's the current world #1. Can you hear the thunder from down under? Here comes the Centurion, Neil Robertson.
This has got to be finished this evening. A possible 9 frames to be played. It's 12 all, and first to 17 will meet Ronnie O'Sullivan. Bit of stamina required in the commentary box this evening too. Ken Doherty, Willie Thorne are just the men for the job. Good evening to you both.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, Hazel. Good evening, everybody. I hope you are at home, because, as Hazel mentioned, I think we could be in for a long one. Obviously, that only comes if it goes very, very close. This afternoon, obviously, Selby led by 2 frames. Robertson drew back, and Ken, it's going to be a real battle of nutrition, really, isn't it?
It certainly is. It certainly is. But as the both players shake hands, it's a fantastic atmosphere in here, Willie, as well. I'm sure.
Thank you. Frame
both players
25.
will rise to the occasion. Mark Selby breaks off. Here we go. Last session of this second semi-final. Ronnie O'Sullivan, of course, awaiting the winner tomorrow afternoon, and that's a pretty good break off. Match time, Willie. 9 hours, coming up to 16 minutes. You can't really separate these 2 guys. 12 all, pot success, 92%. Selby, Robertson, 90%. Long pot is even close. Robertson just ahead by. And there's a safety, exactly the same, 82% each. The statistics all the way. Well, it's incredible, actually, how close they are.
It's amazing with those stats being so close, Ken, that Neil's only led once in this match, and that is when he took a 2-1 lead. Since then, Selby's always had his nose in front. 5-3 the first session, which probably Mark will be very disappointed it wasn't 6-2, and then he was disappointed again when he should have led 10-6 and missed the black off the spot. So he's had every chance to be 3 or 4 frames clear. Now is his time to really knuckle down and make no mistake.
Not much to go here. He'll put the cue ball probably on the balk. He's going to sacrifice an easy safety shot from Mark Selby. But it just couldn't really do much else there except roll into the pack, and that's the last thing that both players want. There's the beautiful Crucible Theatre Arena. What a wonderful camera angle that is. Fantastic. Both players got a wonderful reception as they came in to the theatre here. Great crowds here as always.
Looks like Mark's going to be tempted at this long straight red, but he's got to play a stun run through. Doesn't need to hold the white there, otherwise the red will be available in the middle. He hit it really well. You never, whenever you do that first attacking shot you play, you always know you're queuing okay. It was always a big sign that, Ken, wasn't it? Your first long pot you played, if you got hit the jaws, that's when you thought, at least I'm playing okay.
Yeah, it was a tough shot, wasn't it? It wasn't that far away, as you said. There's the bounce. He has left Neil a possible tempter here into the right centre pocket. Doesn't fancy it. Where's the red going? Doesn't want it over the centre pocket. He's okay, but well, he hasn't left anything. I thought that red to the right of the pack may have been on, but again, just a safety from Neil Robertson. This has been the pattern of the match so far. Both top quality in match play and of course safety aspect of the game. There's the average frame time, 23 minutes. There's the average shot time, Willie. The same again.
Identical, yeah. When they're both playing at their best, it goes down a little, that. And I think at the top of the show I said it was a battle of nutrition. Obviously I meant attrition. Bit excited when they both came in there. It was such a great atmosphere on both these great players, and it'd be nice to see them just, you know, have a go a little bit more than they are doing at the moment. But it's the biggest stage ever, isn't it? The semi-final of the World Championship. O'Sullivan awaits. Doesn't get any bigger than that.
He's just a bit concerned of knocking that red close to the yellow back up the table here. Doesn't want to leave Neil a shot to nothing.
It's just what they didn't want. Both these players would like to have had an opening before now, but it's just a series of safety shots. Mark's just had a couple of long pots that he got very close to.
Yeah, you could play an aggressive safety shot here, just off that red to the left of the pink, and try and bring the cue ball almost in a Zorro type of angle right to the ball cushion. It'll be bringing reds into play here as well.
Very fortunate to have got that angle. He was obviously playing Ken's line, and as you can see, he came in between yellow and brown. Now, OK, this red's on, but it would have been a lot easier if it had kissed into the brown. If Mark's going to try and get round the back of the black, he's going to have to stun really low down on the ball to get it round the back. Usually, if you miss it, you hit them thick when you're playing this shot. But right into the heart of the pocket, needs that cue ball to slow down. Has he got the brown in the middle? He has, and the red will pot in the other middle, the one that's next to the yellow. So he'll be going brown, and then just looking at the angle now to get onto the red in the middle.
Six.
I'd be disappointed with that. He chose to play that with just dropping it in. Instead of maybe a soft screw might have been better to make sure he was low on the blue. You see the wrong angle on the blue, so just pot it and leave the red to the right of the black into this corner pocket. But this could have been a lot easier.
11.
I thought he might just roll that in very slowly with a lot of side, just to drift around the back of the black.
Mark Selby, 11.
Playing it that way, once again it pushed in a little bit, and as you can see, it hit it thick. Always when you're playing with right-hand side, it's always going to push into the ball a little bit. You'd like to have scored, obviously, a lot more from that chance. Oh, not settled yet, has he, Neil?
1.
He'd have been delighted to have finished nicely on the black there, but I don't know whether he's playing short or round the back. I mean, it's a very poor shot for Neil, that one. Well, he was a very happy man earlier on when he had his son Alexander in the auditorium just before play started. Now he's taking a little picture of his son there in Neil's seat. And he didn't want to actually leave the seat. He just wanted to stay there for a while. What a good-looking boy he is. Wants to stay there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to play for you, Dad.
Thank you.
That's about the best he could do with that. Thankfully, black has not gone too safe, but he has left Mark shot into this left-hand corner pocket. There is a pathway back to blue or possibly ball colours here without hitting any red. Quite a good way away from that one.
Now the safety becomes more and more important. Now the reds are open. Whoever pots the next red and gets on a killer, you'd expect him to get 40 or 50 points where the reds are now. So the next few safety shots could be very telling indeed.
He's been very fortunate, Neil Robertson there. That cue ball travelled just another couple of inches. Would have been a straightforward pot for Mark Selby. And the problem here is he's got to play a good safety shot, but he's also got to keep the cue ball on the opposite side of the table. Down the left-hand side, because he's got to play his shot something along those lines, because he doesn't want to leave this red, of course, as close to the bottom right-hand corner pocket. He's got to be very careful here. Yeah, that's exactly where he wants the cue ball. This is not good. He won't be happy. He needs to come down a bit straighter on that line. And now a chance for Neil Robertson.
Yes, he could take a chance here in playing the cannon into the red to hold for the black. Just play the stun straight into the red. As long as he gets anywhere near full ball, he'll be on the black. Got the full ball kiss, missed the pot. Now is he going to finish this time? Amazingly enough, not an easy pot. Maybe the first red will pass the black, but it's going to be very tight. We'll let you make your mind up there. I don't think it pots. You can only see the right-hand jaw. And that, if you were straight behind it, you'd probably play it, but not from that angle.
I think this has been a pattern of the match. Both players playing a high quality level of safety play. But I feel, Willie, I think whoever's going to be the aggressor of the two will come out on top tonight. We've got to play a little bit more sort of aggressive, even safety shots. Take some more pots on.
Yes, as you've mentioned all the stats already, Ken, and they're so close in every stat. I mean, at least Mark had a go at that one, but played it just shot to nothing. The standard of safety in this match, as you'd expect from two of the best safety players in the world, is going to be very, very high. As Ken just mentioned, I think the one who's just going to start having a go at one or two, just to make something happen rather than wait for a mistake. You can't wait for a mistake forever. You've got to try and sometimes just make something happen. I'm sure the first one who does that might take control, and that's a brilliant shot. There's a prime example of just that.
Yeah, wonderful pot held for the black. Good opportunity now. Have a look at this
8.
pot. Perfect. And black available now into
9.
both pockets, so good chance this for Neil Robertson.
$16.
Wonderful camera angle. You see Neil Robertson here.
17.
Now he has an angle on the black. A couple of loose reds available, but a nice angle if he wishes to go into the pack. Not on this occasion, but he's a little bit low on this red.
24. Sure. 25.
Yeah, sometimes it's a good kick. That was almost a good kick there because it just took the pace out of the cue ball just to slow it down a little bit. Normally when you get a kick you're horrified when the cue ball doesn't run through at all, but it may have gone through a fraction too far without the kick.
$32. $33.
Yeah, the middle red of the tree, just in line with the pink spot, the middle red of those pots into the bottom left-hand corner pocket, and if you can get the cue ball somewhere into that position. He has an angle to go into the reds also if he wishes, but he's decided to go into them. Now how's his luck? It's not too bad. He's actually landed in the bottom red. Perfect.
38.
Oh, he's got a horrendous kick
Let's
there
pick that
as
up,
the foam
please.
goes off.
Yeah, it's a nice tune. Must be horrible when you can't see what pocket it's in or what handbag it's in. And there's the kick, as you see there. Just once again, it may have just escaped. It may have just passed enough of the red to be able to hit the centre ball, which is what he'd like to do here.
39.
39 points in front, and if he goes on to win this frame, it's, as we said earlier, only the second time in the whole match he's ever led. The first time was at 2-1. Fraction short of pace, so we'll have to go for blue or bought colour here. Obviously the blue we'd like to do, but you always got to make sure you get top side of the blue here, so it doesn't matter if you have to play a bought colour. What you don't want is to finish short.
47.
And that's exactly what he's done. But he's blessed with so much cue power. Go around the back of these colours like it's an easy shot, but trust me, the pace he's going to have to play this, it's a difficult shot. Just the white just takes off. I mean, he just hits that shot so good all the time. And everybody that plays it on their club tables will know what a difficult shot that is, but you can see the white suddenly starts speeding up now as it gets towards the cushion. And you'd think that even in slow motion would have never got there, but as you can see, it has.
53.
A little bit straight once again. Can he force an angle? Yeah.
58. $59.
So it's just this black now to put the frame beyond doubt. Excellent. Good break from Neil Robertson. And it all came from that wonderful
66.
long pot, Willie. The length of the table to hold for the black. And just as we said, you know, I think the more
67.
aggressive of the two players will create chances. And make something happen, as you said. And that's exactly what Neil Robertson has done in this frame.
It was dangerous the first red, Ken. Here we see it now. I mean, if you hit it a fraction hard or it jaws, you're going to stick the red on. But as we just talked about in commentary, somebody's going to have to start having a go. What a shame, though, for no century there. It took those beautifully. The break comes to end at 74, but more importantly, Robertson takes the lead for only the second time in the match. But it's by 13 frames to 12.
Yeah, it's been fully 22 frames since he was last in the lead, Neil Robertson. He's back there again. What a graph this has been. How cautiously have both men started this final session, Stephen?
Very. And there was a chance early in the frame where Neil could have played a shot, a safety shot, which I would have played. I'm not saying it's the right shot, but attacking shot here, he could open the reds up and bring the cue ball back behind the black. But he's chose to play the shot that just... It's a containing shot. I mean, we're talking about the containing safety shot was made for this match.
Yeah. Is there a danger in that case that in the early part of these frames they're actually cancelling one another out?
I think there is the case that they have so much respect that they are playing very cagily in that department, and of course Stephen's shot would have forced the issue. And perhaps, you know, both players are saying, well, no, I don't want to force the issue at the moment. But the shot that Neil Robertson did take on was an excellent long pot. There was an element of safety involved in it, but it has been cagey.
It has, but also it's been a very, very long day for them. They've been out there at 10 o'clock for their first session, and clearly when you get to this last part, the last session of the semi-final at the Crucible, nerves have got to be playing a part.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think not so much at the beginning of the match, but certainly as it goes on, as the night goes on, nerves will play a big part.
OK, back we go. Robertson, world number
Thank
one,
you, frame 26.
in the lead.
Neil Robertson to break.
So Neil Robertson breaks off. It's an interesting point as well. Of course, Willie, Ronnie O'Sullivan had a day off today, winning with a session to spare. It'll be interesting, whoever does win this semi-final, and particularly if it goes right to the wire, how much will it take out of them going into that final tomorrow? The fact that Ronnie is already in there waiting the winner. He'll be nice and refreshed, but these guys could be here quite late playing to a finish here. It'll be very interesting.
This is no morning session tomorrow, so they can have a little bit of a lie-in and hopefully get a good night's sleep. Because whoever wins this match, they know they're going to have to play at their very best, the way O'Sullivan's playing. O'Sullivan yet to have a bad session. Now, normally in a World Championship, very rarely do you go through the whole session. Another fabulous part, and that's another example of Ken and I saying, well, one of them's going to have to push the boat out. Looks like Robertson's decided to do that. Yeah, I was just saying that as we see that shot again, Ronnie's not really had a bad session yet, and it's going to happen at some stage, you would think. For a similar red, as you can see, sticking out at the bottom of the pack there, doesn't have to go into them.
13.
Played a nice shot there. Actually played on both reds. One into the left corner. If he overscrewed it, and of course this one into the right corner. Now can he just stun that red in and miss the pack and stay on the black? He has a nice angle on this red. Okay, he's using the rest, but the red that's open to the left corner pocket, he has a nice angle. He'll be using the rest and a little bit more difficult, but he does have a nice angle here. Screw back up for the blue, try and bring some more reds into play.
Thank you. 21.
Brought another couple of reds to the right of the pink here.
$25.
Let's have a look at this. Watch the cue ball now spin. Wonderful slow-mo camera.
All throughout this championship, Neil Robertson's had the ability and obviously the temperament just to kind of turn a switch now and again. He did it against Mark Allen when he was trailing by 9 frames to 7 and 11-9. He just played flawless snooker. Did it again in his next round when he once again he was well against Judd Trump when he never missed a ball in the last 4 frames. I mean, Judd must have been absolutely dumbfounded to sit in his chair and not have a shot for 4 games. It looks like he's in that frame of mind again at the moment, so Mark Selby's going to probably have to just push the boat out a little bit. He's not winning the safety battle at the moment, so maybe have to just be tempted with a long one that he normally wouldn't take.
$32. $33.
Lots of top spin here in the cue ball. Needs a good split. Has he got it? Is this red available?
40.
No. And what's worse, the red has gone close to the middle pocket. Yeah, got the nice arc, but just didn't get enough top spin on the cue ball.
Neil Robertson, 40.
Yeah, good length with the cue ball. That little nudge on the brown. Half a chance now for Mark. That's a better pot. That will give him a bit of confidence. Needs the cue ball to slow up, and it has. Excellent shot.
Bar for the little flick on the black there. That's the first bit of luck Mark's had this evening. It's a great pot, but just watch the way he just kisses into the black, and that's just slowed the cue ball down. Just flick the black. Now, if that hadn't have happened, the cue ball would have been in balk and he'd been playing a safety shot. So it's a marvellous angle on the yellow to go into them. Ken's put a line up there, and that's the one he'll be playing. And this looks perfect. You've got to be on a red here, surely. Nothing nice.
3.
Well, he's unlucky. He's on this red into the right centre, but the pace he
30
played
ball.
that yellow, see the yellow again, I mean, you'd have to say you think you'd have something a little bit easier than this. Good pot. Yeah, nice little kiss on the blue. Yeah, he'd love to take that red away, wouldn't he? The one that's close to the right-hand corner pocket really wants to get that one out of the way, get the black back on its spot.
The beauty of the shot, though, off the yellow, that when he must have been a little bit downhearted, but he potted a great red in the middle and deserves exactly what he gets from here, which should be a frame-win opportunity, but he's 31 points behind. If it wasn't at such a crucial stage of the game, you'd say he'd be favourite to win the frame, but I'm a little bit reluctant to say that at the moment till Mark just settles a little.
Ten.
Just playing for choice of reds here. The one that Ken mentioned he'd love to get rid of, but if he's not, he's on the one. So he can play on the pink and blue at the moment, but he will get rid of that red very, very soon. Decided to be now. Just got to make sure he gets high on the black. He doesn't want to be playing the black and going away from the reds. He wants to be high on the black here. Yeah, he'd rather risk hitting it too hard.
16.
Not too bad. He can just roll this black in and take the red just to the right of the black spot into the opposite corner pocket if he wishes. This will open the black up into both pockets now.
23. $24.
Well, isn't that amazing, Ken? Having played 25 frames, they've scored exactly 1,389 points each. But the key stat is that Robertson's one frame in front.
Yes, and what a big frame this would be for Mark Selby to steal.
32.
This undoubtedly is the best that Mark Selby's played all season, and that's tough to say when you consider he's got to a couple of finals, but he's not been scoring his normal way until this World Championship, where he's looked like winning a frame at one visit. He's had all season where he's been missing crucial balls. This week he's looked a lot more like his old self.
Sure.
Wow. Another heavy contact. And that's just taking the pace out of the cue ball. Not so straightforward now.
$40.
Well, he's blessed with a lot of cue power when he uses the rest, so I wouldn't be surprised if he screws the pink in and comes off the side cushion straight across to the side, because the blue's very, very tough. Unless a red pot's in the middle, I can't see how he gets on a red. That's what he's played for, one in the middle, and what a beautiful shot. Cued that to perfection. He would have been playing that with disappointment, the disappointment of the kick in the previous shot. But to play that was perfect. This is the biggest shot of the frame.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, it doesn't get better than this. Robertson needed one chance in the previous frame, made 74. Needed two chances here and didn't take them.
53.
And this break from Selby has been right out of the top drawer.
$54.
Decided to go up for blue. In fact, the brown is off the spot as well. I'm not quite sure. He might be able to just hold it. Yeah, could just about hold it. Now, 19 ahead,
59.
Yellow and green, to leave Neil Robertson needing a snooker. And what an excellent break this has been. Similar in a way to Neil Robertson, as you said, Willie, in the first off a fantastic long red.
Well, he's made 48 centuries this season,
61.
Ken, and this break has been as good as any one of those centuries, and it won't be a century, there's a possible 86 on. But the key thing is here potting just green and brown and making sure, and this has been for me one of the best breaks he's had all season. Excellent.
64. $68. $73.
Will certainly be feeling a lot better winning frames like this from Mark Selby. Just what he needed.
79.
Black goes in for a wonderful break of 86. But the cue ball goes in as well. A total clearance. But more importantly, Mark Selby wins the frame. And we're level all again. It's 13 frames all.
Saw Mark Selby's break in the previous frame, which was right out of the top drawer, especially as he'd just gone behind for only the second time in the match. And it all started with that fabulous long red. And there you once again you see this magnificent arena. I mean, I've not played for 20 odd years, well 15 years, and I still get a buzz every time I see that picture.
Thank you, frame 27. Mark Selby to break.
Crucible Theatre, nothing better. 13 all, 2 frames before the interval. Will one player be 2 in front, or will we be all square? I just wonder whether Neil's going to attempt this. If he finishes low on the black, he can't leave anything. I think we've got a match on, ladies and gentlemen. They're both going for things now. Be the last man standing.
$8.
Perfect on the black
9.
to go into the bunch. Anything but a full ball contact, he'll be okay.
He played this shot in the last frame but didn't get enough topspin. Let's see what he does here.
That's the problem when you've got the old flat back pack. If you don't hit them good, they stay stuck. Just watch how he arcs this
16.
time. Just caught that one. Right full ball. If ever you catch one of those front reds full ball, you've no chance. Just watch it again. He hits the outside red right in the face, full ball. Amazing what happens.
Neil Robertson, 16. Touching both balls.
Mark was saying to me just before this session when I went and had a word with him in the practice room, he said Neil keeps knocking long ones, and he's done that already this evening, knocked 3 or 4 unbelievable long pots in. He said I keep leaving him just off the cushion and he knocks them in. I said, well, leave him on the cushion, he'll have a bit of trouble then. Very good.
Yeah, you see that. Amazing, that slow-mo camera. How many times the ball leaves the bed of the table. But it was a good shot from Mark Selby. He covered the red down the right-hand side of the table. And that's the one he was afraid of leaving, Neil Robertson. Does this red go past the pink up into the green pocket? If it does, it may be worth taking on. I know there's a big target behind the pink with a safety shot. He's not taking the red on, he's playing the safety.
It looks like he's playing the thin safety, so be very careful he doesn't cast the blue on the way back. I know he's played this end. If he'd played that thicker, he's left a pot, and I'm surprised he didn't try and get back into balk here. And with the, if he can miss the kiss on the red that's near the green and get onto the pink, the angle, Ken, looks like it's just going to go in between the red and green if he pots this.
Yeah, the fact that that red has gone up past the blue just makes this pot a little bit more difficult. But he may take it on, and particularly after the break in the last frame, he's going to be feeling pretty good. I expect him to get this, but is he going to slip by the green and get on the pink? Just a bit of movement in the crowd, just steadying himself. Half a chance here for Mark Selby.
Yeah, the top door just opened right as he was on the shot. Potted it as he missed the green. It was so difficult to squeeze by it, but what a great pot.
Yeah, super pot.
Seven. 8.
Nice angle, if he wishes. Well, maybe a red at the bottom of the pack. Now, is he going to go into them here? Now there's a red at the bottom of the pack. It does pot. And of course, when he pots this,
13.
bringing more reds into play.
Just put a bit of unwanted
14.
check side on there, didn't it? Centre of the white. Just watch the white when it comes over the cushion. Just checked up a little bit. There's nothing better than a late night when the snooker's excellent, which it is at the moment.
Yeah, a bit surprised, Willie, why he played it so hard. We saw the pink just coming away from the pack. I mean, if he just plays that with just a soft stun, he could have had the pink into the right centre
Pink ball.
and possibly the black into the bottom right hand corner pocket.
Mark Selby, 14.
So only 14 from that excellent opening red. He'd be disappointed. This is a possibility here, just off the 4 reds. He's got to be careful. Red could pop out and go over this bottom left-hand corner pocket. There is a red just below the 4 reds that he could clip as well, but again, pushing that red possibly over this bottom left-hand corner pocket here.
Foul. And a miss. Neil Robertson, 7.
Well, a missed call, but I'm sure Neil can have a go at this red into the right centre. Well, maybe thinks it's not on, so he's going to be putting it back.
Can you just bring it up for the red, please? The black. What was the black?
Yeah. Okay, the tab there on the monitor. Just
This way?
Yeah, it's got to be just a little bit more to the right, the black, because
All right.
he just clipped it.
Touch more.
Well, the key thing is getting the white in the right place now, because obviously he can only he's obviously playing to clip the red just above the black. And, you know, obviously if it's in... Just checking where the red was as well. There, that's where it was. Let's have a look where it is now. It's only about 1.5 inches. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Now this is the key thing, is the white, because obviously we know he could hit the black, otherwise he wouldn't have hit it.
Yeah, and once he looks down the line, I mean, once he sees the edge of the black, the cue ball, well, the black has to be, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Neil. Thank you.
Yeah, black was in just a touch, but pretty similar.
I'm with you, Ken. I think the aggressive safety shot would be to play this one you just suggested, but he's worried about pushing one over the corner. He's just making sure that...
touch this
he's just saying that I can't now see the black, you know, which obviously he could the first time, otherwise he wouldn't have hit it. He's still, the black's not a real problem, it's just the fact that he's going to play exactly the same shot, the cut.
Is that enough, or...? It's a bit too far now.
I still don't think this is the problem ball. I mean, because if he's going to play the cut red, it doesn't make any difference, you know. If it's the black thicker, it means the white's not going to go as far back in baulk and would leave Neil an easy shot. He's playing a different shot this time, is he? Or is he playing the second red?
Well, that would have been a Brucey bonus had that red gone into the right centre. Now there's a pot. Let's have a look at this. Pretty close. Well, if the red to the right centre doesn't pot, he does have a long red, of course, into the left-hand corner pocket. Didn't go for it.
Well, he's going to be tempted again, I think, and the red's the problem that's behind the black, if he's being tempted with this one. Went all out for the pot, knowing he's bound to kiss into reds, but that didn't worry him. What a fabulous pot again. Just relying on good fortune where the cue ball finished. He knew once he was going into the pack, he needed a little bit of luck. This time he may have had it.
Well, he deserved it, didn't he? It was a tremendous pot. Let's have a look at this again. He knew he was going into those reds, but he also knew the pink was always there over the left centre. Could have been better.
7.
Oh, this is tricky. He's got to play this almost dead weight to give it a chance to get in the pocket. I mean, he could try and screw it in, but that makes the pot so much more difficult. He has got a red up into the green pocket, but the cue ball and red are so close together, it's very hard to see the angle.
If he plays this one on the top cushion, we've seen plenty of these missed in these two semi-finals so far. If they catch the near jaw, they don't go in. That's the problem. Played it in such a way, though, he tried to play it as a shot to nothing.
Just looking at those two reds, are they a plant onto the red over the corner pocket? Well, he'd have to make it. It's not direct, but not quite sure if he's had a look at it yet. Just having a look at it now. You can't make this.
And if you finish in the jaws of the yellow pocket as well, it would be a shot to nothing, and the green would be there in case he gets the plant. So it's probably worth the risk, then, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if he played that shot after two reds, he'd be, if the ball is close to the bottom right-hand corner pocket, doesn't go in, at least, as you said, he could be getting the cue ball somewhere up near the yellow pocket. This red obviously pots as well, so similar type of shot, similar position of where the cue ball will be.
Foul. Mark
Well,
Selby,
well
4.
done, Neil Robertson. That deserves a little round of applause there. The referee didn't spot it, we didn't spot it, but he called it immediately. And the only problem is, the red that you'd expect him to have left on, the one near the green, he hasn't. And he can't see the one over the hole. And it's one of those, Ken, where you daren't put your opponent back in again because he could swerve it and pot it. Let's just have a little look now as we can pick it up from this angle. We didn't have this angle at first. Not done it yet. Obviously, he's too busy watching the red. Well, we never saw it, did we? Now then, you see, Mark Selby could just about swing this in between yellow and blue. Well, he's putting it back in again. Oh, he may be pushing into the yellow, Ken, before it swerves, do you think?
Well, there may be room there. I'm not quite sure how much of the cue ball he can get. It looks very close to that ball cushion, so it wouldn't be as easy a swerve as it could have been had it been a few inches away from that ball cushion.
Yeah, we've got to be honest, he's been a bit fortunate having played the pot into the green pocket and, of course, made contact with the green, and you'd expect Mark to have had an easy red on, but as you can see, the green's come to his rescue. But he is in a bit of trouble here.
And it's only a slight swerve. I mean, it's not a complete full ball. Well, he could roll up to this red down the left-hand side of the table, but again, it's just a containing safety shot. Shot time over 1 minute. Can he have a go at this plant?
Yeah, Ken put a line up last time where he'd want the cue ball to end up, and as you can see, he's going to hit this red extremely thin where the white is, and that brings the red on the side cushion into play.
Yeah, something like that. Cue ball may go between the reds, it may even career into the red on the left-hand side of the table, but that wouldn't bother him. He's just playing a containing safety shot. He may be forcing Mark Selby into playing this plant now. He's going to try and cover the plant, but it doesn't look like he's done that.
I think the plant's easier from here than it was from where Neil was, but once again, it's a case of whether he wants to risk it.
He's got a good white. Blue is covering this red. Now let's see. When Neil declared the foul on himself there, yeah, you just see that just on the follow through the cue, just hitting the top of the red. The referee didn't see it. Only Neil felt it, of course. Quite admirable, declaring the foul on himself.
Looks like Neil's decided to take this on, and hello.
Foul.
Now, for me, the little swerve shot would have been an easier pot on the red. OK, he's unlucky to have knocked the black in, but a little surprised he didn't play the swerve for the red over the hole. But Mark Selby has been given an extra chance in this frame. He's 9 points in front. From where he's playing here, he's unlucky to knock the black in, to be honest, but the red would have been there anyway. Now, do you risk playing with drag to get onto the black or pink? You would think so. Mind you, it looks a bit straight to me to do that. So he's had to play the power shot, and it's not worked.
One.
This black is very, very missable. Might not even play it.
Yeah, excellent play. Excellent play. Now, let's see get on here. Knew full well that red was going to slow down the cue ball and keep it this end. Hasn't been very lucky. Could have had something a lot easier here.
Couldn't agree with you more, Ken. He's played a fantastic black and once again faced with a tough pot. Unfortunately, not a particularly good contact on the white there. Once again, this is very tricky. Very, very good. Deserves what he gets now from those last two shots he's played. How many times does this wobble?
16.
6 times at least.
$17.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a little bit more. Well, he's pulled out some great pots already in this
24.
break. Break only goes to 24, but he's going to need another good one here into the right centre. Oh, this is
25.
much better for Mark Selby.
$32.
This has been a great break of 32 and he's hardly had position once. He's struggling again now. Once again, the cue ball will be running loose. May have to risk going in and out of balk here with this red because the green's not available. So very pacey, hoping to get into yellow or brown. Has he done that? Needs to roll.
33.
Still not perfect.
He's just looking and potting this brown. Can he just nudge that red off the left-hand side cushion into a potable position? Needs a good cannon on this red. Has he got it? No, unlucky.
$37.
Well, 46 points in front. Very rarely do you suggest a double is a possibility, but where the other reds are, the double might not be too bad. He's played it. It's worth the risk there because he could have just rolled the black in the middle, put him out the frame, but a very, very good break that from nowhere. Potted a lot of good balls in that break. He leads by 46. Strong favourite to take a 14-13 lead. It's a really tough position here. If he puts the white anywhere near that top right-hand corner, it'd be an easy snooker for Mark. So he's gone for the pot. Goodness me, haven't we seen some pots this evening? I mean, you can see where the cue ball's finished. He's put all his eggs in one basket there. I mean, I can only presume he played for the pink, because he wouldn't have wanted to risk playing that pot to leave the white there. Boy, that was a pot.
He's got a lovely angle. Putting this blue, nudge the red off the side cushion. He's going to need that in the open. Oh.
You could see his disappointment in his face, Ken. He was just half an inch away from getting that shot you suggested. Just look at that cue ball there. Well, maybe an inch.
Yeah, Robertson 6.
That was a good shot, wasn't it? No, full well he was going to bring the other red into play that was tucked up behind the green there, because he needs them all out in the open. He's 40 points behind. That creates extra pressure on Mark Selby here.
Well, I know this session's been in play for nearly an hour and a half, and we've not yet completed 3 frames, but some of the best pots for the championship have been played in this frame, and now it's going to need to be one of the best safety shots, because it's going to be really tough here not to leave a pot on. Trying to work out what Mark's thinking of. He can't see the red on the cushion, so what's he thinking of doing with that? He just came round to look at that red that's tight on the bottom cush. The red maybe passes the green, does it? To cut it into that right-hand corner and send the white in and out of baulk. Kiss brown's a problem if he plays that. Fooled us all. We didn't quite know what he was going to do there, but he's done the correct thing. He's now got 2 balls on the cushion.
Yeah, that was the only problem for Mark Selby when playing that containing safety shot. Leaving a straightforward safety shot for Robertson. Looks like he's covered all reds here. Certainly covered the one that's close to the green spot. Don't think he has enough of the one that's close to the right hand side cushion to pot it.
It's horrible, isn't it, Ken? You're 40 points in front with only 3 reds on. You only need a red and a colour, and every time you come to the table you've got a problem.
Well, he does have enough of this red.
Is it worth risking the pot, Ken, leaving the white somewhere near the red that's on the top cushion?
He may be forced into it, because to get it safe from here is going to be very difficult. Maybe worth just trying to take this red on. What a tough shot this will be. Oh, what a shot. Oh my God. Well, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. forced into it. And how well did he hit this? Oh, we've seen some marvellous pots, as you said, Willie, and that was another brilliant one.
Well, we've got the legend that is Stephen Hendry in the studio, and he once, as I've often said, I'd rather lose a frame by playing a pot than I would do playing a bad safety. And he was in a position there where everything was risky, the safety was risky, and he did what Stephen Hendry suggests you sometimes have to do, go for one.
5.
And it's winning the frame.
Yeah, that's what we call potting yourself out of trouble.
Nine. Mark Selby,
Just glance at
9.
the scoreboard from Robertson. And the nod of the head in concession. It wasn't a big break frame that, but what a performance from both these two players this evening. They've been in the trouble, and every time they're in trouble, they knock one in. Selby's done it this time, and leads 14-13.
And both of them are now landing some very large punches upon each other. And what about some of the long potting in that frame, Stephen? Absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, they're finding themselves in situations where they're forced into playing pots, and that one there from Selby was magnificent, with the long pot from Neil in the first frame that got him in. But there really has been, it's been a very high standard, the long potting tonight.
There has been it's been quick and pretty slow as well at times. It's been an interesting mix of play, Steve.
Well, it's been fascinating. The standard of competitiveness is just immense. It's a movable force, irresistible object, time. And I don't see either of them really relenting or giving up. I can't see anybody folding.
No.
It can happen, I know. Somebody can get off and go on one, but I just don't see it.
With Mark Selby, we are tonight, I think, getting that interesting balance between the hoover, that is Mark Selby, that's just going to hoover everything up, and also this torturer figure that Ronnie O'Sullivan described. But he's marrying the two quite effectively now.
Yeah, it's interesting. He seems to play a lot more positive when he goes behind. Like when Neil won the first frame, the next frame he came right back in again, as another long pot, and then won the frame in one visit. When he's in front, he almost goes into protection mode, and he sort of goes into his shell. Not completely, but his choice of shots seems to go a little bit more conservative when he's in front.
It's an interesting observation because he himself has always admitted that he plays better when the pressure gets more intense.
Yeah, and that's unusual for most players. Love to be in front and to play, but I think when you're playing a player of the level of Neil Robertson, you're always aware that you can come back. It makes it more difficult. If you know your opponent's going to collapse, then that's another story. But both these players can be great front runners. Neil Robertson has shown fantastic composure to get back in the match at various times, and he's got to keep on doing it.
Yes, this is the last one before their mid-session interval, and once again, Selby has eked out a slender lead.
Neil Robertson to break.
Well, they've been level a lot of times in this match. Neil Robertson has been 2 frames behind on more than one occasion in this match. The last frame before the mid-session interval, can Robertson level again? Well, a mistake from Selby, but as you can see, the 2 reds over the pocket are not on, but the one that's up in between blue and pink, that passes those 2 reds. But as you can imagine, this is very, very dangerous indeed.
Not quite sure is the brown going to be in his way. If he was a right-hander, of course, it would be, but the fact that he's a left-hander, he might be able to just get his cue. Well, he's looking at the plant, but maybe that brown is going to be hampering him slightly for the open red.
If he plays the plant and stuns it in, Ken, there's a chance he could be on the black and leave nothing on, because those 2 reds could go up the fork end, should he miss it. That's for that, Brendan. Fantastic shot. What a match this is.
It's a great shot. You can see the distance between the two balls. Yes, and that first red that he hit in that plant, of course, came off the top cushion into the pack and brought some of these reds into play as well, which was a nice little plus.
Thank you. 9.
You can go into the pack of reds here because he's got the little insurance policy of the red close to the left-hand corner pocket. And that's what he's done. And it just didn't, again, similar shot. A couple of times he's played that shot and he hasn't played
16.
it as well as he would have liked. A little bit unlucky, you'd have to say, but just didn't get into the right red at the bottom of the pack there well.
Played it plain ball, didn't he, there? If he'd played with a touch of left-hand side, he couldn't hit that side of the pack. But, as you rightly say, a little unlucky not to have some sort of pod on. But, as per normal,
Neil Robertson,
the
16.
granite safety comes after a safety shot. Cue ball.
Neil Robertson, 4.
Yeah, we're just checking that the red next to the pink doesn't pot in the corner. If it doesn't, he'll take the long red on. If it does, he may play the safety. Or play the pot on the red below the pink. Which is what looks like he's going to do. The path the cue ball will be taking, there's no problem in kissing the red that's over the middle. He'll come inside, or outside of that one, I should say. Missed it by a long way, but you can see the red was not in the way of that shot. Didn't want to risk playing safe off the pack because he'd have been pushing a red over the right-hand corner, so just why he's playing the slightly more defensive safety shot rather than attacking one. Now is it Neil's turn, as he's one frame behind, may decide to play an aggressive safety. Once again coming around to see what's going to happen to the bunch if he plays off the side of the pack. With him having his hand on the table, you'd expect him to find the baulk cushion. And if they knock them in from tight on the cushion, they're entitled to knock them in. Just making sure he's not going to push one right over the pocket. Took the chance. Now he expects to find the cushion because he had his hand on the table. He hasn't done, but nothing easy.
playing a... No, he's played that very well. That's an excellent shot. Had to hit the extreme right-hand side of that red from where we look.
Well, Mark can do exactly the same off the red that's tight on the cushion, but boy, these are tough if he decides to play that one. So easy to hit them thick if you play a ball that's on the cushion. Maybe he's feeling about just rolling up to the red that we can see in that picture there, tight on the back cushion. What do you do, Ken?
Well, this is a possible shot. I've just put a line up there, but as you said, when the object ball, the red, so close to that top cushion, it's very hard. You could sometimes get a double kiss and completely mess it up. So that's why he's reluctant to play this one.
He's entitled to take his time here because he's in trouble. Is he playing it? He may be playing this thin shot. He'll do well to get past the blue spot here with this. Let's see, it's absolutely perfectly. You see the white? It's always going to be tough. He's half an inch away from getting past the blue spot. Now, Neil, you're going to have to dig deep again. He's already 20 points in front. He's blessed with an unbelievable bottle, this young man.
One.
It'll be interesting to see where the pink goes. The pink spot is definitely covered, but is there room on the black spot? He's just having a look. If the pink goes on the black spot, he may have... Well, it does, so he may not take the pink here. The problem is, doesn't have much of a choice. The blue is... He's seeing, does he have the natural angle to go inside the yellow and around the back of it?
I think at the pace he's playing it, Ken, he's probably thinking I'm going to throw the white wide and probably kiss into the yellow. He plays it just a natural pace. I can't see him kissing the yellow.
I think if he had a look at the black spot before he actually took the red on, he may have, you know, hit that cue ball a lot harder and be up the other side of the blue. He just
going to have to work in the blue only at the minute now, because pink and black are going to be out of play.
Seven.
I'm just wondering, this black may be still potable into this bottom right-hand corner pocket. There may be a gap between those two reds.
8.
He's not nice on the blue. He didn't have a look at the black, and it does pot. He could have gone on the black that time. At the moment, he's just not fully concentrating.
He's concentrated on no miss snooker, isn't he? Didn't have a look at all the options that time. Blessed with a lot of cue out, so if he bounces this in, he should be able to miss the in off. Probably see the white bounce here. Is it just to alter the line? Played it well.
Yeah, and there you see the cue ball bounce.
It's amazing, Ken, isn't it, how much you can move them by playing it that way. If you know, if you don't get the right bouncing there, it obviously throws in a straight line. He's played it that way, so it could just come off a straight line. Couldn't have played it better.
Just a little bit short. Would love to have been a bit straighter on this black.
This is one of those, isn't it? You either win the frame or lose the frame with this kind of shot. It's that. Yeah, played it well.
21.
Held it nicely for the red into the opposite corner pocket. Now part of his top side of the blue, and
22.
he is.
Considering the frames have been a little bit messy, Ken, the standard of potting has been quite remarkable in this frame. You'd think, having been kept out, a lot of safety play, your cue action would disappear a little bit, but boy, they're both playing at the top of their game.
Yeah, they certainly are. Just a little heavy contact, but he's okay. Just took a bit of the pace of the cue ball. And the fact now that he's got a 47-point lead, he can concentrate just
27.
on reds and blues here.
$28.
You can play a little cannon on the 3 reds next to the pink spot. No. Top one obviously pots, but it's not the best shot he's ever played. Still okay, but just a little bit more awkward. Good pot.
24.
Once again, not perfect, but that little flick on the red may have brought 39. The red into play. He can play it in the middle. They certainly didn't play the kiss then. He played to go around the back of those. If he gets this and gets on a colour, he can get the 2 reds 2 colours he needs to be enough in front in this frame. To level again at 14 all. That's high, isn't it? It's turning a little bit. Wow. When it set off, it was high. Very rarely on these superfine cloths. Look at that. I thought it was high there, but these superfine cloths, very rare do they pull in. It seemed to pull in a bit there, Ken.
Yeah, just at the pace. Still going to need a good pot on the black. I'll just go back a few shots ago when he didn't take the blue and go into those 3 reds.
47.
Okay, the top one was on, but he didn't play that blue well. He's been struggling ever since, but he's getting near the winning line. Just this red. 67 ahead, 75 left, so this red will put him 68 ahead with 67 left on the table. It's in. And this has been good stuff from both players.
48.
Yes, he's taken the best part of 2 hours, these 4 frames, but this hasn't been slow snooker. It's been awesome stuff. We've had everything. Some of the best safety play we've ever seen, some of the best long pots we've ever seen. Very, very high standard. Neither player giving an inch. And another super long pot. That may make more Selby not continue.
53. Robertson, 53.
Well, Max come to the table, but a tall order. 73 points behind, 67 remaining.
Should be able to hit this. One of these reds thin enough to swing it around 2 cushions and get him behind the green. Maybe he feels he can... well, can he miss the pink here? That's different.
Look at that little beauty. Easy escape. Big target, the 4 reds.
If you can miss the kiss on the red, he should get very close to getting him behind the green this time. Needs it tight.
Excellent cueing again from Neil Robertson, and that will certainly secure the frame. We watch it again, look how still his head stayed.
Six.
Well, we said many times this match and all the hallmarks are going right down to the wire.
7.
And at the moment, it's proven to do so. Great match snooker from both players this evening. Good safety, good long pots, and some good breaks under pressure.
$12.
Well, he's missed the red, but Mark Selby gives the nod. Neil Robertson takes the frame, and once again, both players are level. As they go off for the mid-session interval, it's 14 frames apiece.
Yep, we thought it was going to be a marathon, and so it runs and runs. The two of them go back to their respective dressing rooms, and we will just chew the fat a little bit about what we've seen. Steve, how would you sum up those first 4 frames of the evening for us?
Well, competitively immense, some unbelievable pots, and I think the standard has risen from this morning, and it's building up very nicely. And it's, you know, it's a long burn, it's a slow burn, the snooker match, and the semi-finals, the first of 17, takes a bit of time. But once it gets going, this final session, this final mini session is going to be marvellous.
It is. Is it about who cracks first or who can produce their best snooker, do you think?
Well, absolutely. I mean, that's why they're ranked as highly as they are. This is exactly the situation that you expect. What separates the great from the good. But these two are both obviously so evenly matched in terms of talent and match play. And I don't think any of them's playing well enough to sort of move away from the other. So it's now looking, you know, it's a best of 5 to get into the final of the World Championship.
It is. Now, in matches before, they've played 2 huge finals, the Masters and the UK Championship, in the last 18 months or so, and they've always really gone the distance. Are you able to see one man or the other getting an advantage because of what you've seen so far in those first 4 frames, Steve?
Do you want the short answer? It starts
No.
with N and ends in no. Well, at one stage, I thought Mark Selby had the edge. Not tonight, but at once, you know. But it sensed like he's possibly the one that can play and get the rhythm going. But we know full well that Neil Robertson has come on strong at the end of matches in this World Championship. So I just haven't got a clue. I really haven't got a clue.
You're absolutely right. You've shown that against Mark Allen. And he certainly showed it against Judd Trump. When the pressure's really come on him, he's been able to respond.
Yeah, definitely. I think two of the best sessions in the whole World Championship will come from Neil Robertson in terms of individual performances when he's needed to do it. So, yeah, can he draw on that again tonight?
I wonder. And I wonder if Ronnie O'Sullivan is sitting watching this tonight, because Ronnie, of course, through to his 6th final and his 3rd in a row. In fact, not for 10 years as a player made it through to the final, having won his quarter-final and his semi-final with a session to spare. The last man to do so, incidentally, Ronnie O'Sullivan in 2004. Well, business was brisk and brilliant last night in here against Barry Hawkins.
The game is fickle, and you're going to have your patches where you're playing really well and your opponent's not, and there's going to be vice versa.
I didn't have enough left in me to be mentally strong and to try and come back from it. I didn't have enough drive.
Straight into the heart of the pocket.
And he extends his lead.
This game's about momentum most of the time, and you know, if you can gather some of that, you know, you can win 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 frames on the spin. You know, it's not as easy when you're doing it coming from behind, because obviously, you know, the mistakes are magnified.
Amazing.
During the semi-final, playing against Ronnie as well, and any little mistake it magnifies against him. But yeah, I just feel like I feel like I've been in the boxing ring in the 12 rounds with Tyson.
Goodness me. There's not many of those in a pound.
I go out there to play hard every game, you know, but obviously it's our biggest tournament. It's a lot of pressure out there on everybody. So, you know, I think as each match gets on, you get a little bit more comfortable, you know, the deeper you go into the tournament.
What a great pot.
I tried my hardest, but everything was hard work.
Oh, you're kidding.
I just felt mentally bashed, and to be honest, I'm glad it's all over.
I'm trying my hardest out there, and I'm going through every emotion you can imagine during the matches, just like everybody else does.
Ronnie O'Sullivan is in to the final for 3 years in a row. It's been a fabulous display from the defending champion. A very comfortable winner in the end, 17 frames to 7.
You never come here with nothing to lose, and you know, I'm just happy to be here, but also competing is good as well.
So he's into his 6th Crucible final. He's yet to lose one. And, you know, he's going to be so fresh in comparison to either of the players who actually gets through here tonight. What's more important, guys? You've been to 17 finals, between you, obviously. But what's more important? Is it mental freshness or physical freshness?
I think mentally you can be burned out by the end of it, but usually your adrenaline can get you through it. I think being able to sleep in between the matches is important. That can recharge you quite quickly, I feel.
Structure. He talked about structure, actually, in his post-match conference, saying that clearly he didn't have to come and play today. He wasn't sure what he would do with himself. I understand he's gone for something like a 15-mile run, by the way, just to relax, obviously. But is there any way that he could have been knocked out of his rhythm by a day off?
No, not at all. Not at all. He'll have put a bit of practice in, and I think he finds the first week or first 8 or 9 days a bit of a drag because you play your first round match, then he's got virtually a week off. But I think come the second week, where you're playing almost every day, and the intensity gets bigger and bigger. I think he looks like he's enjoying it.
Yeah, he's actually chasing Steve and Ray Reardon's total of 6 world titles, and obviously then he might be hoping to go for a 7th. What's your theory? What's your take on his pursuit of your 7 world titles, Stephen?
Oh, I think he wants it. I think there's no doubt about it. But let's talk about equaling Steve's first tomorrow. No, all joking aside, no, I think he definitely wants to beat my record. And you know, I had Steve's record to beat, and I think it's important to have targets and have goals to go for. And he's obviously not playing as many tournaments. He's only playing when he wants. So consequently, comes to events like this, he is fresh.
It's strange, though, because just a few years ago, he almost had a rather casual attitude towards records and equalling them and his place in the game. That's completely changed since he's been working with Dr. Steve Peters. And in fact, you interviewed him today, Steve. How would you describe his mood and how he was feeling?
He's in great mental shape, I think. Very buoyant, very relaxed, and in a good enough place to win the event, that's for certain. And is, I think, a lot more balanced in as much as his views on the challenge of trying to win and beat Stephen's record.
I was going to say, it's also a great feeling when you know the other players can't beat you. There's no better feeling, because if you feel that you're intimidating players, it's worth 3, 4, 5 frames a start.
And he's certainly done that this championship, hasn't he? Intimidation out there.
Yeah, he's put everybody on the back foot. He's only got one more match to do the same to one of either two great players, and if he can put them on the back foot, truly he deserves to win it in style. And obviously he puts himself in the frame to be breaking records, and it's on his mind. I know, because I won't give away what he was saying, but it's on his mind. He's aware of it. He's thought about it. It depends how much he's going to commit, but I don't want to get involved other than that. It's on his mind.
You're saving something for the next couple of days. All right. I don't think either of these guys are going to be quite so intimidated as perhaps we've seen throughout this championship.
I disagree, sort of. I think he's got that now. I really do. I mean, we've seen it against Mark Selby in the final of the Masters. He just completely blew him away, and Mark Selby didn't look comfortable from the word go. I just think he's got that over the rest of the players now.
OK, well, we shall see. Because whoever wins, the intensity levels are certainly going to spike here at the Crucible. And we're going to revel in it all over the next couple of days. But these guys are going to have to cope with the heat and the pressure and the tension. The 1979 world champion Terry Griffiths well remembers that feeling.
People often ask me what it's like being a professional player and how did I handle the pressure. I have tried to describe my anguish, but the words come up short. I turned professional in June 1978. Personally, I just wanted to find out if I could compete against the best players in the world. I set myself a target of 3 years, and if I failed, I would go back to work. Little did I know at the time what I was going to experience in my first season. I led Rex Williams 8-2, first to 9 in the qualifying round of the UK Championships, with a trip to the Guildhall in Preston looming large in my mind. I somehow managed to lose 9-8. When I shook his hand, I could not feel anything. I wanted to say well done, but nothing came out. There was an emptiness inside me that had deadened my mind. It was a horrible and numbing defeat, overwhelming for me because of its potential impact. A career I had looked forward to was in jeopardy, but also because of the stupid, self-inflicted, almost suicidal way in which I lost. Professional snooker, in my opinion, is the moral equivalent of war. The stress, wear and tear, an assault on a person's spirit and basic self-esteem are incredible. It takes an individual to the outer limits of their capabilities and may provide one of the ultimate studies in people because it's such a cruel, volatile and emotionally draining experience. Unless you have experienced this type of emotional shock and the bleak interior landscape it creates, it's hard to comprehend the impact. The memory never leaves you and acts both as a positive and negative force, spurring you to work harder and harder, whilst also creating a fear inside that it might happen again. On April the 27th, 1979, I beat Dennis Taylor 24-16 at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield and was crowned the champion of the world. It happened only because at the moment of deepest despair, I had the strength to stand and confront the future instead of wallowing in the past. Many can't summon the strength. They can't get up. Their fight is over. Victory goes to another, a stronger competitor. Pursuing your ambitions, especially those of any magnitude, can be grueling and hazardous and produce agonizing failure along the way. But achieving those goals is amongst life's most gratifying and thrilling experiences. The ability to survive and overcome the former to obtain the latter is a fundamental difference between winners and losers.
The always articulate Terry Griffiths. What did change for you guys when you got to a final? Can you remember the step up from the semis into the final, Stephen?
I remember my first final and thinking when you start on Sunday afternoon, the goal, the end of it seems so long away. You've got like 2 days, 4 sessions. Obviously, after the first final, it was basically business as usual. It was another match. But the first time, I just remember thinking how long it was.
Well, it is. It's 2 days. It's a 4-part drama over 2 days. It must be one of the longest finals in any sport anywhere in the world.
Yeah, I mean, my memories are of the second week of the World Championship just playing every day. And by the end, whilst I know it was the final, it was just another day of just relentless snooker played as best you could. And yes, there was a trophy that they brought out and you had a photograph with it beforehand and you knew it was the final. But once the snooker started, you just played.
Was there in the back of your mind, if you hadn't had a bad session, everyone says, oh, you have one bad session at least before winning a title here. If that was the case, can you remember a time where you didn't have any bad sessions? You played to the top of your form every single session, Stephen?
I remember people always ask me my best world championship, and I always say the final ended up beating Jimmy a session early, which Steve has done a couple of times. And I don't remember any matches in that championship, I can't remember, which in 94, 95, where I had any trouble. So that was my best, I think, best performance.
Peak performance, Steve?
Well, I've had some nightmares right at the start of the event and a couple right at the end. But along the way, you get some things where the wheel falls off and you have to regroup when you get into that dressing room. I think that's the fascinating thing about the multi-session finals and the semi-finals. You can go through ups and downs like that, the mini sessions even in the dressing room. It's great to have somebody on your side in your dressing room, bringing you down to earth, helping you out, and that's where the sports psychologist, the good friend, can help, because that's very hard to deal with if it's going badly, and even if it's going well, just to calm down, stop, think about something else, have a chat, whichever way, to take your mind off it or to focus your mind.
Yeah, so much of it, strength of mind, strength of character. It really is fascinating. Well, one of our semi-finalists, Mark Selby, of course, reached the final 7 years ago, and he lost to John Higgins at that point. But Neil Robertson has much better memories of Bank Holiday weekend and Bank Holiday Monday in particular, because it was 4 years ago in 2010 that he came through a very tough match against Graham Dott to become only the 3rd player from outside the United Kingdom to win this great championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, champion of the world, Neil Robertson.
There you were at the end of this match, draping the Australian flag over your shoulders. How many times have you since, or how often do you recall those moments in that match?
When I got to, when I went 17, 13 up, that's when I was pretty sure I was going to win. It was getting quite late, Graham was tiring, and I thought, you know, it's there's no way he can win 5 frames in a row to win. And yeah, you know, the last frame I won, you know, in a couple of visits, and blew my mum a kiss when I potted, you know, the match-winning ball, and yeah, she was there, you know, waving like the flag and that, and yeah, you know, it was brilliant that she could come over for the final. It was obviously a surprise. I had no idea that she was coming. Remember, you know, it was only when I checked my voicemail after my semi-final with Ali Carter that, you know, she had left me a voicemail saying that they just left Singapore and they were going to be arriving on the day of the final. So yeah, and she came over fully prepared with the Aussie flag just in case, and yeah, you know, to win it for my mum there, you know, and to have the Aussie flag draped around me, holding the World Trophy, and there with my mum was you know, a memory I'll have you know, until the end of my days for sure.
And now, of course, you have an opportunity to become the most decorated. Well, you already are the most decorated in terms of world ranking titles that you've won, but no overseas player has won a world title twice. Is that a focus for you as a man who knows his stats?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of the reasons why I've chosen not to play in so many events this season, is to build myself up to the World Championship properly. You know, I felt as though with myself last year, especially in the World Championship, that I'd entered too many tournaments. I did have a feeling when Robert Milkins pretty much potted the match-winning balls against me to beat me 10-8. I was thinking in the back of my mind, like, oh, you know, I get a good 3 or 4 weeks off now. You know, thank God for that. I haven't had that all season. If you're a world champion, everyone kind of like, you know, you obviously get a lot of recognition for being world champion. I certainly don't believe in people fluking a world title or anything like that. I don't like it when people sort of say that you have to win another one to prove yourself. But to join the likes of, you know, someone like a Mark Williams or someone like that who's on too, you know, there's not many multiple world champions in our sport, and I think it's not something that I want to win to prove to somebody else. It's just something I want to win to become part of like a really special group of players. And you know, obviously I've achieved an awful lot in my career already, and I'm doing everything possible to make sure that I can win more Masters, win more UKs, and to win more World Championships. So you know, I'm on the right path, and you know, hopefully I can be standing alongside, you know, some of the greats.
And this time it's Neil's father Ian who's made the trip from Australia, and his partner Mila and young son Alexander are in the crowd as well this evening. So he's got the whole family here to watch him and support him. And Mark Selby has his wife and their parents here as well. So it's a family gathering once again. Support teams everywhere. And it's now a best of 5. Who will make it to join Ronnie O'Sullivan in tomorrow's final? Let's find out. Back to William.
Thanks, Hazel.
Thank you. That's enough
final
now.
4 frames. Oh, sorry, the final session of this
Frame
match.
29. Mark Selby to break.
Obviously, Mark Selby hopes it's only 3 frames, as does Neil Robertson. But you can see this match going all the way.
Yeah, match time. 10 hours 50. Not the best break off from Mark Selby. Disappointed he's seen Neil Robertson take a lot of these similar pots on this evening and get them. You'd have to say this is a half chance for Neil Robertson already. Excellent shot. Just doesn't miss many of those type of pots.
1.
And have a look at the angle he has on the black. Absolutely perfect. Straight into the pack, hold for the red into one of the corner pockets. Oh, what is he doing? Wow. Well, what happened there?
Robertson 1.
That was very strange. Let's have a look at this again. Just seemed to stun it. Look at the spin. He got on the cue ball.
It's like an arc having hit the pack after the pack. Usually you get the arc before you go into the pack. That time he got the arc having hit the pack. This little movement in the crowd, and Mark's obviously going to play a little stun shot onto the blue. Push the blue a little bit closer to the middle. Neil decided not to nudge the blue. Exactly the same thing, though. Just getting onto the blue into either pocket is good enough.
Again, Woody, what a clean pot right into the heart of the pot. Look at this. It's always that wonderful noise, isn't it, when it hits the leather right in the centre of the pocket. It's got that lovely clicking sound.
6.
Long pot success. Mark Selby 69%. Neil Robertson just ahead, 72.
7.
Just have a look at this, Willie. I'm not quite sure what exactly happened there.
It's amazing he had that much spin on it. Having hit the pack, it's suddenly arced and gone in. It's very unlucky to going off, obviously, but I don't think I've ever seen a white going off from a stun into the pack. I don't think I've ever seen a white screw
14.
back off the pack from a stun and go in the corner. Now, Mark Selby once again has got a chance here to get a sizable lead, or if not even win the frame at this visit. And can he take the lead again?
So good at that shot, isn't he, as well? Gets a lot of backspin on it. Let's just watch the cue ball here.
I've got to be honest, Ken, there's only O'Sullivan plays that shot as good as Mark. That is his best shot. He gets through the ball as good as any player in the game, and it's still pushing those reds, pushing them out.
23.
With a century in frame 17 to go 10-7 in front, and this is an excellent chance to possibly
28.
get a frame winning break at least from here. What an auditorium this is. No better place to watch,
29.
no better place to play, no better place to commentate.
$36. $37.
Yeah, just look at how those four reds are lined up nicely into the right-hand corner pocket. Doesn't have to do much with the cue ball. The red into the left-hand corner pocket would just
44.
open things up even more, just gets that out of the way, and still on the red into the right hand corner if he wishes.
$45.
Wants to be almost straight on this red, and I think he's just
47.
about okay. He wants to hold it, almost keep the cue ball where the red is now. He's about the pot.
48.
Well, the good standard of this evening session continues. Neil Robertson started off with
53.
a fantastic red. Very unlucky to go in off, and heavy contact there.
54.
But this has been a brilliant break from Mark Selby.
The applause from the crowds telling us that he's 67 in front, with 67 on. Mr. Red to once again take the lead in this incredible match and this incredible final session. It's like a boxing match, isn't it? Not a snooker match. It's blow for blow. You knock one to the canvas, and all of a sudden he gets up and knocks you to the canvas. Well, he deserves a centre from here. He's a little bit unlucky though, 69. Neil, wasn't he, when he went into the pack? I don't know how he went in off. But once again, 70. Either player, when they've had a chance to win a frame this evening, they've took the bull by the horns and gone for it, and 9 out of 10 times they've done it. That's the first time either player has played a bad shot. They've played a big net red into play. Missed the kiss. But what a magnificent break of 77. A little bit of luck in there, Robertson, but Selby came to the table and made a frame-winning break. It was 77 and once again takes the lead at 15-14.
And Mark Selby allowed to get in there after that rather uncharacteristic and rather unusual in-off from Neil Robertson. I don't think many of us have seen something like this before, Stephen.
Yeah, he actually hit this perfectly. But he had so much backspin on the cue ball, and it's obviously just hit a certain red in a certain way, and it sort of spun off the red and going, oh, very unlucky. Yeah,
a lot of shock value from Neil's perspective as well, because it looked like he was in a good position early on too.
Yes, and I mean, we're all discussing who we think is going to crack and how it's going to pan out. Well, you know, the game of snooker can always be won and lost on luck.
Yeah, and an unlucky break, but you've got to say, brilliantly capitalised upon by Selby.
Absolutely, that's what you've got to do. You've got to really punish your opponent, whether it's a mistake or whether it's a bad luck. Mark Selby's job is to come to the table and win the frame.
And just when you're gearing up for a long frame, suddenly 10 minutes, it's all over, and the game really is moving now.
Yeah, and I think you know, as it gets towards the end, you would expect the tempo to rise a bit. The adrenaline will start kicking in. That's likely to cause a few mistakes along the way, and sometimes mistakes can speed up the game of snooker as opposed to lots of good safety shots. But you just haven't got a clue how it's going to pan out.
Yeah, that's the fascination. That's why we love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Frame 30. Neil Robertson to break.
So Neil Robertson breaks off. And he had a little bit couture of that in off in the last frame. It's a good break off, but a fascinating match this is. Let's have a look at this, Willie, again, this in-off. I mean, he said it with so much stone. Now, just watch the cue ball. It sort of spins, doesn't it? And
I was just trying to work out it can happen, and we may get a chance to show it again sometime, because he hit actually the second red as well. So he went into the first red, but then it caught the next red half ball, which then threw it off the line. And I couldn't quite work out until I saw that angle we just saw there. Just what it hits the first red, then it hits the second red half ball, which obviously takes it, and the spin he had then made it arc and go into the pocket. But I've never seen that kind of shot before, ever.
Quite unusual. Two cushion escape here. Has to hit this red right. Well, got the pink.
Miss. Neil Robertson 6.
Well, I'm not quite sure what it's worth, Neil, putting this back. I mean, he's got a red to the bottom right-hand corner pocket. As I said, he's been knocking long balls in quite regularly this evening. Well, he's putting it back, but for me, it's a straightforward shot here for Max Selby. Okay, didn't get it the first time, but you sort of make your adjustments for the second time round.
No, it came back. I think it came back on the break off.
I think he's got more of the pink than that, just a little bit more, maybe.
if you can see it. This way?
Yeah, it's just a tiny fraction further up the table.
Yeah. Okay, Mark.
I think the pink is up a little further from the pack. There's a little bit more of a gap. Well, that's why it sort of caught the pink half ball.
This way?
Yeah, the pink was slightly higher, Michaela. Tab is just telling Olivier Mathieu.
Yeah. Like it is.
That looks pretty good to me. Yeah, Mark is happy. Neil's happy. Okay, same shot again. 2 cushion escape. And just clip this red. Now you'd expect them to hit the red this time. Yeah, that's the shot. Well, okay, he's left the red on the other side, but for me, I was going to hit the red the second time around. He's still got a pot on here, Neil Robertson.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
he
you.
can't
Settle
get
down,
the drag
please.
on the cue ball here to play for the black. So what he might do this time is playing at pace, risk where the cue ball's going to go. He might try and career into the pack and try and hopefully get on the pink or blue. Now, you'll have no idea what's going to happen to the white here. It could arc as well because it's so close to the cushion. Be lying unlucky. He may even spin off the pack and get on the black. I may even spin off the pack and get on the black. Well, he held his hand up, Ken, but, you know, that shot's on, you know, I mean, he's going to open them up.
Well, he couldn't have hit that any better. Just watch this. Okay, it requires a little bit of luck, but it's always gone that way, Willie. You're dead right.
I can only presume, Ken, he played a little cannon.
I was just going to say, I think he played the little cannon just on the 2 reds, just directly above the black to the left. And he didn't get that little cannon. He just wanted, just watch him, he just missed that red. Just wanted to get a little half ball cannon on that red, just to slow the cue ball down and have the red into the bottom right hand corner pocket. And that's a mistake.
Especially as both reds would have potted if he'd have got the cannon. He's now faced with a tricky little red, as you can see. The angle's not good to play this. Oh, decided to play one in the corner. We couldn't see from our commentary position he was taking that on, but now he's back in prime position.
Twelve. Thirteen.
He's nicely on this red now, just to the right of the black.
18. 19.
Now, he may attempt to play that little cannon again. He missed it the last time. Yeah, much better this time. Excellent shot, and he has a red to the right centre as well as the red at the bottom 26. Of the pack.
Well, Mark must be tingling inside now, knowing that he's got a chance to open up a 2-frame gap again. Davies talked about adrenaline, and when you get your adrenaline going, you just start thinking of wanting to pot every ball in sight. You know, he knows this is a great chance to win the frame at this visit.
$32.
Make sure he stayed down on that shot. Just the right side of the blue. Red at the bottom of the pack goes, of course. He's just having a look. There's a red on this side. Red on the pink spot. May go as well, but
$38.
Just off straight on this, and I think he is, because in potting this red, it'll open another red up, and there is one at the back of the pack he can play in the opposite pocket, so he doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball here. Apart from just play a plain ball pot. He won't be too much bothered whether he finishes low on this next red, because he can just flick off the other red. Just make sure you hit it hard enough not to leave a thin one. So there's the angle, just to flick another red into play here.
Yeah, he's just got to be careful. If he decides to go off the side cushion, he's got to make sure he just plays it with enough pace.
47.
But he's going to need one more good cannon to win the frame here. That's nothing available into this right-hand corner pocket, so he's got to be careful here, Willie, because if he catches the extreme red left of the pack full ball, he may be on nothing here. He's got to judge this perfectly.
Played the right choice, tried to screw into those two reds, and the only thing that could go wrong 54. Is hit it quarter ball, and this is exactly what's happened. If he kisses that red full ball, that one there is on the red in the corner. Look at the gap here. Just needed to kiss the red in the top one of those three. We can see the white starting to arc now. If he kisses that red full ball, it's perfect. Unfortunately, as you see in a few seconds, quarter ball kiss is no good. Well, he leads by 48. I presume he's only playing to knock a red safe here. Trying to put that red on the side cushion. It's key to get a good white, and it looks very good to
Selby,
me.
54.
Nancy was fans in the audience there, and his wife Vicky's here this evening. It's getting tense now, Vix. Well, he can just get through to the red on the extreme right-hand side, and missing the blue and playing it very thin, but that brings the in-off into play. But at first glance, I can't see anything other he can do. He's having a look down the left-hand side, and the yellow looks to be in the way. If he can hit it full ball, he can just leave the white at this end. Having to swerve it a little bit to do that. Yeah, that's why he's tried a little bit of side there, just to swerve it. Now, there is a shot to nothing for Mark on, the red in the middle. But it goes without saying, when you lead by 48 points, you're a bit reluctant to play anything risky.
Well, he's looking at this red into the green pocket. Just stunning onto the side cushion. Can only possibly leave the red. You see, he's got a good cue ball. He's got an excellent cue ball. He may have snookered near Robertson. We're certainly covered down the right-hand side of the table. He may have to swerve it again to hit the red on down the left-hand side. So. It's a little bit short. Well, he can't pot the red next to the blue, but the red just below the pink, I think will pot. He's just having a look at that now. Yes, that will certainly pot, and you'd have to expect him to pot this. Again, bringing the cue ball back for one of the ball colours. Yeah, he knows this is a big shot. This could be a frame winner, this shot. It's there. It's there. Is he on the column? Needs the cue ball to slow down. Needs it to slow down.
One.
He was almost trying to... He was like trying to stop the Sea of Galilee there, wasn't it? To just put his arms up in the air. Please stop. Gets on a red. Should be 16-14. Green's in. How's the cue ball? Looks pretty good to me.
Four. Five.
What a time to find your best form, isn't it? He's been struggling all season, even though he's got to a couple of finals. He's not played anything like this before, Ken.
No, exactly what I was just going to say. He's watched him quite a bit this season. I'm not saying him produced this form all season.
10.
So this red to put him 59 points ahead. 59 remaining.
11.
He's on the blue.
That's the other ones he's been missing a couple of times earlier on this year when he comes to almost frame ball. He's missed a few in this match, but not in this session. This has been top quality from both players.
$16.
Yes, and these are the type of reds that he really wants to get, just to put the frame beyond doubt.
Mark Selby,
The reason
16.
I say that is just to conserve his energy a little bit. But a good break, 64 ahead and only 59 remaining.
That's the widest margin we've seen a shot missed all night. Held his hand up to say he was a little fortunate to have covered the red up, which he is. And it's not easy to play a containing safety shot here. Can't take the white back into baulk.
And a reminder that the excellent German drama Generation War will follow the snooker if this match finishes before 10:30. If it goes beyond 10:30, Generation War will be shown next Saturday. There's that statement was coming about the programme. Mark Selby was left with a very difficult red, which he took on, but no damage done. Still 64 in front with 59 on, so 2 4-point penalty snookers needed.
Yeah, he may be forced into taking this red over left corner pocket. Trying to stay on the pink here.
One.
It's going to need pink and a couple of high value colours with the 2 remaining reds. He wants to leave the red beside the black to last and possibly get a snooker behind that one.
7.
Just thinking whether he's going to risk playing for the black here just to get the black onto its spot, which gives him a little bit more room to play the shot you were suggesting, Ken. It's where the black is, he's got a bit perfect on that red, hasn't he, to get him behind the black, whereas if his black's on its spot, it gives him a little bit more room.
Yeah, I mean, he could try and take a pink here, get the pink and even pot that red and black and then lay the snooker on the red beside the brown. But he's decided to get the black on the spot. And that looks pretty good. That's a great positional shot.
So now he is going to use the brown as the snookering ball. I should imagine he'll go black, red, black, and then, mind you, is that in?
$15.
Doesn't matter about taking the pink off this red. He'll still need the 2 snookers.
16.
Yeah, if you can get the cue ball, when he puts the black, if you can get the cue ball somewhere up in the baulk area, or just put a little circle there, you can knock the red down towards the black and get the cue ball tight behind the brown, but anywhere just below the red should be fine. Oh, this looks very good. This looks very, very good. Excellent shot.
23.
Now, important here, not only get the cue ball tight to the brown as possible, but try and get that red close to the black or pink. Just make the snooker so much more difficult.
Lee Robertson, 23.
Well, it's a good snooker, but it could have been a lot better. You really want the red ball away from a cushion.
Yeah, Mark now can play it slow, Ken, can't he? And it'll be difficult for Neil to get a snooker, even if he misses the red at the next visit if he's close to it. Whereas if it'd been in open play, it would have been a lot easier. So he didn't want the red there. So 2 cushion escape, just to try and rest on it.
Yeah, excellent escape. I think when you're playing someone like Mark Selby, the snookers have to be absolutely perfect, and that's why you need the object ball out in the open. It's a bit too heavy-handed, and he could be in trouble after this shot.
Comment from the crowd, which seems to have disturbed Mark Selby, but I'm sure it wasn't meant to be detrimental. Ken mentioned should be in trouble. He is. Right, Mark, just the red needed to put the frame to a close. It's not a terrible thing to leave the red on the hole, to be honest. The fact that he needs 2 snookers. Would you have just played it softly, Ken, there?
No,
No,
because I think if he puts an easy red and black, he can get a good snooker on the yellow.
Well, this is poor. Surely that's not landed, is it? No, that's the first time Neil Robertson in this match has played a loose safety shot, and that was loose. What does happen, Ken? If he needs that red, say he's only 33 in front or something like that, he would never miss that red in a month of Sundays. All of a sudden, it's a different mindset when your opponent needs snookers.
Yeah, and it's not helping his cause. He missed the straightforward red when he got to the point of needing snookers and didn't get it, and he's been suffering ever since. Oh, try number 4 at this red. Once again, if the frame was still live, I'd fancy him knocking it in. All of a sudden now he's getting a little bit anxious. Somebody having a little wheezer, cough. Not one person has left the auditorium. This match is so evenly poised, but this is obviously a chance to go 2 clear again with a possible 3 to play. Fluke the snooker this time, but it's amazing how you miss these balls when your opponent needs snookers. It really is. He hasn't missed a ball all night and he's missed 4 reds. He probably deserved that, Neil Robertson. We'd have to say, after Mark missed the pot. I'll tell you what, this is not straightforward. In fact, the red is in close proximity to the yellow and brown. He must hit this. And if he doesn't hit the red, he certainly wants to hit those balls, because he could leave a free ball here. Neil Robertson could then win. This. This looks good. This looks very good. Excellent shot.
And this is the snooker gods punishing Mark for having missed 4 attempts at the red to seal the frame completely. Robertson's played some of the best snookers he's played.
Yeah, it's a 2 cushion, but there's a bit of room behind the oh, wow. I thought he was just going to slide by the red there.
I think he played your way, Ken, didn't he? And
I think he played it off 2 cushions, yeah, and hit it off 1. But he could be in trouble here. And he's been going through the mill here. This frame should have been over about 10 minutes ago.
Same scenario as before, Ken, when you suggested putting the ball tight behind this time it's the brown, but can he get the red in among those bought colours?
Yeah, he wants the red up behind the yellow and brown here if he can. White behind the black. Oh, just caught the knuckle.
That's unlucky. If that red comes out, that's unlucky.
Thank you.
It goes without saying, the enough's on if he catches it too thick. It's pretty good. He was actually trying to push the red on the side cushion and the white on the baulk line, but he was pretty happy with that.
Foul.
And the concession comes, so Selby was made to sweat for a little while, but that excellent break of 54 in the middle of that frame has taken him 1 away from victory. He leads 16-14.
And Mark Selby, the world number 3, heaves a huge sigh of relief because he did have 4 chances, as Willie Thorne said, to kill that frame off, and it looked like Neil Robertson might have been able to get back into it, Steve.
Yes, the Neil Roberts safety play was excellent to try and get back in, but finally he succumbed to a sort of snooker the other way round. It's been riveting stuff. It would be amazing in the end if it did go, you know, if Mark Selby won the next frame and it was a, you know, not comfortable victory, but a 3-frame victory after what looked like it was going to go all the way.
And actually, if that does happen, I wonder if we'd look back to that in-off from Neil Robertson as one of the deciding moments of this whole match.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, the deciding factor. But Mark Selby stepped up since the little interval. He's like, you know, obviously there was a bit of frame time left when he missed, but he's won the last 2 frames in 1 score and visit. Yeah. So yeah, he stepped up a gear.
Yeah, and very brisk around the table in so doing as well.
That's right. Yeah, the pace of the match has sped up, and yeah, if it was to be finished in the next frame, it's not that bad a night sleep for Mark Selby, but I think this still turns. You know, every time Neil Robertson's been right up against it,
yeah,
he's pulled something out. He's not going to go out without a fight. Yeah, luck can happen, but as we know, getting over the line is a lot harder than winning a frame.
Yes.
Getting over the line's the tough bit.
Do you think there is a lot of life left in this one?
I'd be surprised if Mark Selby won it in this frame. I really would, just the way that the rest of the match has gone. And Neil's such a great champion, a great competitor. But you never know, the way the ball's run, that dictates it. If Mark gets in one chance, you know, it could be over.
Put yourself in Neil Robertson's position. What would you be telling yourself at this point? How would you be playing it from here on in?
Oh, it would just be... It is one ball at a time stuff. You can't change your tactics. You can't change the way you get presented with a shot and you just give it everything you've got. That's all you can do. But he'll be mentally still positive. He knows he's got a chance.
Yeah. Absolutely. OK, well, just to remind you once again that if you are waiting for Generation War, exceptional German drama, it will be coming your way. If this match finishes before 10:30, they'll run it then. If not, and this match goes beyond that, you'll be seeing that particular part of an excellent drama series next Saturday night. So, back we go. Plenty of drama going on out there as we look at it, and I have to say, this move to this little studio has afforded us the most remarkable view of things, and we can really feel the tension levels here, and we have to lower our voices clearly in here. It's a treat to be so close, Stephen, isn't it?
Yeah, when you get to the point of needing one frame for victory, you just want one good chance. You know, just give me one good chance. I'm really going to concentrate and go for the match.
And you can sense it, the crowd as well. It is a truly special atmosphere in the Crucible Theatre. It becomes the perfect amphitheatre as a one-table setup. And as Neil Robertson coming back in, he's going to get a big cheer. Both players got great respect.
Well, I'm sure this Crucible crowd would love to see this semi-final go a little bit further. Maximum drama. And we're certainly getting it here tonight. Neil Robertson looks very cool, very composed, as he has been all championship, but he's got an awful lot to do.
Thank you, thank you. Frame 31, Mark Selby to break.
Mark Selby breaks off. 16-14 ahead. Just requiring one more frame for a place in the final of the World Championship against Ronnie O'Sullivan, the defending champion. Match time, almost 11.5 hours now. Better break off from Mark Selby. Neil Robertson, world number 1, back against the wall. What more has he left in the tank?
We've seen better breaks in this tournament than this, but the quality of both players this evening, I mean, you just can't get better match play. This is real match play snooker, Ken, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And a better standard, it has to be said, in this last session. Both players a lot more positive. A lot more pacey around the table. And winning the frame, Stephen Hendry said, in one visit. It's great stuff. Great shot. You can feel the tension in the air as well, can't you? Crowd.
A fraction odd again, that road we're doing on the corner. As you can see, it's a dead straight pot, but he can't play it because he's too close to it. Just slightly off straight, but he can't get to it, so he won't be playing that. It's all about missing the kiss on the blue in this safety shot. Got to be very careful. Kissing the green's not too bad, but he'd love to play a little flick off them and get in onto the baulk cushion if he could, but not guaranteed. Well, he's found a way to do it, I think.
Yeah, I feel he's purposely left a touching ball there.
Touching both balls.
I was touching both of them. Yeah, purposely did that so Neil can play away, back the ball. He's taking the chance, Mark Selby, that he'll have a shot at these reds, but even if he doesn't, he can just nestle into them. Didn't want to keep playing, rolling up into the red, so I think he can just see the edge of this pack. So back to normality. And of course the problem for Neil Robertson is every shot that he plays, even safety shots, he's got to be so precise, because one slip could cost him the match. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. One little shot like that, half a chance for Mark Selby.
Yes, Neil managed to get the cue ball near enough the cushion to make that a difficult pot.
Well, there's another mistake. You see every shot he's playing now, there's a bit more pressure on it. And this is the chance Mark Selby was waiting for. Could that be his last shot he's played in this year's championship? Neil Robertson. Needs a kiss on the blue.
1.
It's not bad.
Is there a red? Maybe the one just above the black, Ken, is the only one he looks like he can get on. And of course, the angle he's screwing this blue in, the white's going to come pretty close to the cushion, so he's not going to be faced with an easy red. Maybe play screw 2 cushions to get on the one below the black. That might be a better choice. Oh, he's developed an angle. Did very well there. This is a magnificent chance to get a few points on the board.
6.
Would have loved to have been dead straight on this red. He could just roll the red in and stay for the black into the opposite corner pocket, but there you see the angle. He's running into the other red, so he can't play that shot. I was expecting a little kiss off the red. And he's still okay. He's got to miss this red behind the black. Needs it to slow down.
14.
Put so much into the black. It was a difficult black, to be fair, in this situation, the way the frame was. And he put so much concentration into the black, he just let the white run free. As you can see from that picture there, which is playing for that red that pots in the middle of them. He can't hit enough of it now.
That's just pure adrenaline, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you know, obviously, Ken, you've been there many times, and you've got to make sure you don't miss the black. That's the first thing. But he just caught the red, didn't he? Which may have took the pace off the white as far as, you know, going off 2 cushions. Can't really get in behind the green, but he can needs to find the cushion right behind the brown. This might kiss the brown. This is not good. That's a poor safety. He couldn't get behind the green.
boys. Under the pressure, fully committed. Have a look at this. Played it with lots of bottom, just to control the pace of it and hold for the black. Well, if you could hold for the pink into the opposite middle, you may elect to do so. There's still another couple of reds available after this. Red he's going to put into the bottom right corner pocket. He decided to go up for blue, and that's not good. That's a poor shot.
As long as he leaves this red so he can reach it without using the rest, the way he pots, you would expect him to knock this red in. But he hasn't got the best of angle. He can run it in and get on the black, but that may be a little bit too tense to play that. May decide to play for the blue, but he's playing with topspin. Very good. Very good. There was a bit of pressure on that one.
And this will certainly help matters, getting rid of this red behind the black spot. Two reds either side of the pack of reds pot into both corner pockets, so he won't be going into the pack of reds here. He's showing a lot of character here at the moment. Neil Robertson. Got a nice angle on this red now.
30.
Can disturb the bunch and bring some more into play. Oh, that's a great shot. Fantastic.
31.
A little bit of lucky Kenny hasn't got top side of the blue. The red next to the pink will pot, and he's going to have to leave that at distance, or, well, at distance, but at a distance he doesn't really want to, but he's got no choice.
$36. 37.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
$43.
It's just one miss snooker, isn't it? If you miss, you find yourself struggling. So he's gone 30 points in front. Just a glance at the scoreboard will tell him that, to be sure, 4 reds, 4 colours. 3 reds, 3 colours. It's close to being enough. Good effort this from Neil, because he's been frozen out in the last 2 frames.
51.
And he scored 30 points. What a time
52.
to rediscover your potting boots. And they're both over 90% pot success rate at this stage of the match. You know, it's going to go 16-15 here.
58.
Usually you can almost guarantee winning a match if you have over 90%.
59.
One of these is going to have over 90% and lose.
Getting close to the winning line now in this frame. 50 points ahead. 59
64.
remaining.
$65.
That's the frame now, and this has been a wonderful effort from Neil Robertson, it has to be said.
72.
Shown a lot of courage. A true champion.
What he's doing as well as, of course, he's making Mark Selby think, well, you know, how can I get rid of this man? You know, OK, Mark had first chance in that frame, lost the position.
73. $79. 80.
Well, as we know, he's past the 100-century marks. He's now on 102. Half a chance to get one more. Half a chance to make his 10th of this tournament.
86.
Well, I know O'Sullivan has been the player of the tournament without any question, but either of these two players surely are going to get very, very close against Ronnie. This has been such a good standard.
$94. 96.
The century-breaking machine
99.
just needs the brown.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And how this Crucible crowd love the century. Remember the circumstances, Willie. This is, I know he's made.
108.
This is his 103rd century. Look, under the circumstances, this will be possibly one of his best.
He'd have certainly enjoyed this one more because he's got it under the utmost of pressure. He was facing match against him there, and he produced that magnificent break of 108 to close again to within one. Are we going to go all the way? It's now 16-15. We talk about fractions in this game, Ken, and Mark Selby actually has got in the balls there. And we'll show you position he's finished. When we talk about just being an inch different to be perfect, you know, if that cue ball pulls up, Ken, it just flicks the red. Do you think that made any difference to the pace of the ball?
Well, it looked a bit too pacey, and anyway, but I think it might have straightened up the angle, but he's overrun it. And if he's on that red in the middle of the pack, as we look at Hawkeye's position, if he's on that red in the middle of the pack, you'd expect him to at least make 40 or more there and possibly close out the match. And as you said, Willie, just fractions. And of course, when he potted that blue into the yellow pocket and he came down for the initial red to get on, had he been a little bit straighter, you know, same rule would have applied. He could have closed out the match from that position. But it's fantastic response from Neil Robertson. The first red, very impressive. He played it. He fully committed to it, lots of bottom on the ball, dragged it in and held for the black, and that set it right up. Now have a look at this. He could have played this with topspin, gone back up and sort of taken an easier option, but fully committed to the black and made a wonderful century break from it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, do you think this packed
Frame
crucible
32.
get up? What a
Robertson
final
to break.
frame. You betcha. But Mark Selby and his legion of supporters who have just travelled 70 miles up the motorway would love it to be over here. Incredible session this has been. It really has.
I'm just looking down the line of this shot. I was wondering, will he take it on or just play the contained and safety shot? Probably just wasn't straight enough to have a go at it.
Now then, has the brown come to his rescue? It certainly looks like it has. If it hadn't, he'd be taking this pot on with the yellow and blue being there. Now Mark can be a very, very aggressive safety player as well. I don't know whether he can see enough of this red to play the red into the pink and screw the white back, because it's not easy to get back into balk.
Maybe you have an angle to screw it into the blue.
Yeah, that's a thought, isn't it? I mean, you can't quite see enough of it, but you can certainly see enough of it to screw into the blue. That's what he's playing, Ken, I think. It's got down with bottom on. Let's have a look again. It's too risky just to play the thin cuts and leaving the white at this end of the table, because the red above the black will clip in. I think he might have to play your choice, Ken, do you think?
I think he has enough. He has enough of the ball to just screw into the blue. The only problem is, should the blue go down into the pack of reds, it may knock a red over either corner pocket, and that's probably what he's a little bit scared of.
And he won't have much idea where the red's going to end up as well if we just play into the blue. Can't quite tell from that picture whether he's playing into the blue or thin one. Into the blue with Ken's choice, and boy, has he hit that absolutely perfect.
Yeah, good shot. Would have loved to have got the cue ball tighter to this ball cushion. I think this is a little bit too risky to have a go at.
Well, if he stunts it in powerfully and comes around the back of the black for the black in the left-hand corner, he could get away with it if he plays the shot to nothing, but he's looking at the pack of reds, so it doesn't appear to fancy the long pot at all. I mean, normally the shot would be just to stun off one cushion for the black in the same pocket as he's playing the red in, but that would be too dangerous. Well, he's playing the pot, I think. Yeah, he's played to come round the back of the black. You see, in that side of the table, there's not a lot on. But where he's finished, this may be attempted to cut this red in, the one just above the black. I don't know whether you can see enough of it. Obviously not. And there's a few murmurs from the crowd there, because you know when Robertson's facing with a long pot he would normally take it on, but he can't this time. Can't get past the blue, and he'll be kissing into the red should he pot it, so he'll be playing a safety shot here. Those three balls are lined up, Ken, at the back of the pack. Will he push one over the corner here? Well, he's played it super fine, so he didn't. Excellent safety shot, well played.
Yeah, pretty good. Again, same scenario for Mark Selby. He'll be coming down to have a look to see any of these reds going to go over the left-hand corner pocket.
Thank you.
Well, it's pretty good, all right. That little flick on the brown helped as well, because it covered the red down the right-hand side of the table.
Is there an edge of the pack in either side? You can hit them extremely thin on the left-hand side of the pink, but the red that's tight on the cushion, that might come into play. Coming up to a minute very shortly on this shot, and this is a tough safety shot to play. The red on the cushion is going to miss that. Oh dear. Well, at first glance, it's not an easy opener. But that's unusual to see a poor safety shot. Mark Selby just looked to his friends and family in one of the balconies to say, well, I'm a little bit lucky not to have an easier pot than this. But it's a lot better playing from here than it would be tight on the top cushion. It was always going to be tough to get through that gap. Going to have to go full-blooded at this, knowing that if you miss it, you're going to leave it on.
Well, you can play it in such a way. The yellow is always over the left centre pocket. You're playing this with a bit of safety in mind. Oh, it certainly wiped his feet. Now, is he on the yellow? Has the green blocked his path? I think he's okay. Looks just about okay. Brown is potable as well, but
Bramble.
well, he likes the brown. And just watch this red.
Can he get onto the two reds just above the black? If he does, it's a great chance for frame and match. This is if he gets on those reds above the black. He hasn't.
5.
You can just cut that one in, Ken. I think the top one of the two.
Well, we spoke about fractions, didn't we, in the last frame? Fractionally just on this red. Yeah, good shot. And that's a cue ball to slow up.
6.
Well, he's having to work for this break. Again, red left of the black. That will be his target, or even the one just above it.
They're not easy, Ken.
They're not easy, these shots.
When you're on the board line.
A little bit of tension in the arm. You can flick a bit of side onto this. That's there. Now, how's the cue ball? There's the cue ball. Needs a nice kiss on the red.
It's still not. It's unbelievable. They're talking about fractions. I don't think you can get through the gap of the black and the red to get onto the black in the same pocket. Well, Vix, it doesn't get any tighter than this, love. Can he get the gap? He has done. Can he get a bounce just to make the black easy? Still not perfect. Still needs a good shot to get onto the next red comfortably. Now, there's only about a quarter of a ball of the red. The red just to the left of those two reds above the black. Now, there's just a fraction of room here. He can play it in such a way if he misses the kiss, he's on the red in the middle. But he's only got a quarter ball to hit. Doesn't want to kiss the front two reds. Needs to just drift by those. And he has done. Oh, they would lost the white though, but it's okay. He's one in the middle.
18.
Yeah, he has an angle just to get up. Top side of the blue or the pink is on as well.
19.
Again, a bit short of pace.
Well, he's not even looked at. No, okay, the pink's no problem, but the blue's absolutely perfect to get on the three reds, but decided on the pink.
Oh.
Has he gone high enough? Just about.
25.
The two reds just above the black. They don't pot into the left-hand corner pocket. Maybe going up for possibly yellow here.
Now, does he have an angle to go into them? If nothing pots. I think the bottom red of the two just above the black, the bottom red will pot. And when he gets rid of those two reds, then the red at the edge of the bunch. There's the circle where I'd like to get on that bottom red. Now when he gets rid of those two reds, the red to the right of that group of five, those two reds will be out of the way. That will pot in the corner, Ken. So
28.
He's got a chance of getting 50 or 60 in front without playing a cannon.
29.
Just coming around just to have a look to see there's the
36.
The red on the extreme right of that bunch of five. Does a pot into the left corner? I don't think it does. So you may need a cannon now.
You would think one of those two groups of two, there's likely to be a plant in the left-hand corner as well. So he would definitely play the angle, Ken, ready to play a cannon. But he may have another look after he's potted this next red and the angle he has on the black to see whether there's a plant on.